Greetings, metal community. It's Roger back with another collection update. Have actually quite a bit to show. New stuff, reissue stuff, and yeah, some that I have shown before, but in another format. In the background, we are listening to the new Helheim called Woduridar. Yeah, great stuff. The previous album by Helheim was not that, good. I mean, it was not bad. It was just like too calm and slow. Wanted more aggression to it, and this album is a nice return to form. The third to last album is also a killer. I don't remember the name right now, but if you like Helheim, it's a really good album, the new one here. So do check them out. If you don't know Helheim, it's kind of a they've been put into this Viking black metal thing, but yeah, they are more towards Enslaved in terms of they are not as progressive as Enslaved, but they have kind of the same, like, their own style that there's not many bands sounds like Helheim, but yeah, the new one is great. So if you were like me slightly disappointed in the last one, I don't think you will be disappointed with the new one. Then of course Carcass, Torn Arteries. I won't say this is a fantastic cover, but when you pull out the CD, you have some meat. So yeah, I looked at the vinyl edition of it, and that picture fits better on the vinyl format. But yeah, I don't like Nuclear Blast's double vinyls, so went for the CD. Carcass, great album. I might actually enjoy this more than Surgical Steel, which was excellent. So, but I haven't played this more than 4 or 5 times. Still growing on me, so I do believe this will be a killer. It's not a top 10 album for me this year. It's just a great album, and you know what to get with Carcass. So yeah, great stuff. Then I bought a old one. This is Overkill. I Hear Black. Have never had I have a promo copy of this. It's one of my least favorite Overkill albums, but I'm just lacking one more now to have the complete collection with Overkill on physical format. So happy to have it, and yeah, I haven't heard much on this album because when it came out, it was just okay. So I will give it a couple more spins, so maybe it will grow on me. Then we are going to some heavy metal and vinyl. This is Ram. Came out in 2019. This is great heavy metal. I mean, pure class. Have this cool lyric sheet in there, and there's a poster that I'm not gonna pull out. And yeah, it's just pure heavy metal in a way. It's heavy in the sound, but great vocals. Actually made me think a little bit about Ron Keel at some points, but yeah, killer album. It was it's not something that I listen to normally, but my good friend Knut Erik forced it upon me, so I'm happy he did, because it was a nice surprise and a great listen. Then I bought a Flames. I don't know if you've heard of this. This is I think the third album by Flames. I think they are from Greece. Thrash metal. This is not as good as the earlier stuff. Kind of the production on it is not. Yeah, it's an okay album, but I mean the earlier stuff is way better. Kind of feel that it's something about the sound, and maybe also the songs is not good enough, but it's okay, and I'm happy to have it in the collection. But if I'm gonna listen to Flames, I'm gonna go back to the first two albums, or first three, I don't remember. Then I bought a couple of reissues of D.R.I, Four of a Kind. Never had a physical copy of D.R.I before. Always had them on these dub tapes back in the days. And D.R.I is fun. It's fun, thrash, crossover, thrash, and it's just kind of wanting to have them in my collection. This is a Metal Blade reissue, and Metal Blade, they do a great job with their vinyls. It is black vinyl, yeah. So yeah, just good to have a good listen. It's not like D.R.I is not a fantastic thrash band, but it's kind of a good thrash band that you will always enjoy listening to. But it's not, if you are starting to collecting old thrash now, I think D.R.I will be in the middle of the list. There's a lot of, and of course Thrash Zone. I like Thrash Zone a little bit better than Four of a Kind. The album after Thrash Zone, I think, is a little bit better again. Don't remember. We'll check out more of the old D.R.I stuff, but it's kind of I just wanted to have some of them in my collection because I like it. And these are 2021 reissues, by Metal Blade. So you can get this for a okay price all over the place. If you're into D.R.I and that type of thrash metal, I enjoy this. It's just, I mean, it's not up in the top 20 thrash metal bands, but it's a fun listen. Then we are going to a old Norwegian black metal demo, Incitatus demo 94. 4 songs of doomy black metal. This cover is a painting of a famous Norwegian painter called Theodor Kittelsen, or Theodore as you would say. And yeah, I wouldn't have bought this if it hadn't been kind of remastered, because the sound on the original demo is pretty bad. But this sounds good. It's not like something you need to have in your collection if you're not heavily into the Norwegian black metal of the 90s. It's just a fun thing for me to have as a Norwegian, and kind of the mid-90s black metal. There's a lot of demos that I haven't had or heard ever, so it's fun to get it on vinyl. It was released through Rotting Misery. Then I bought a new Issolei, great Norwegian black metal, released Territory Possessions with this embossed. They always do a great job with. I don't want to pull out the poster because it's so big, and it's as normal, great booklets. Really dropped the vinyl. That was not good. Yeah, as I said, it's Norwegian sounding, but it's also have a kind of a touch of the Icelandic black metal scene in the way they play the guitar, and yeah, pretty good stuff. It's not like yeah, but if you're into black metal, do check them out, because this is one of the yeah, I don't know if I will put them top 10 black metal releases of this year, but at least top 20 black metal release of this year for me, at least. Solid black metal, and you know, the great packaging also helps. Then I have another demo. I'm going over to the more deathy stuff now. I showed this before on tape and CD, and you know, it's the Phobia demo Slaughterhouse tapes, consisting of Feverish Convulsion demo and the Last Settlements of Ragnarok, and B-side is Rehearsals. For me, historically fun thing to have. You know, here is the, let me see, there is the cover of the demo, and I'm glad I went for this cover on the vinyl. I have the other cover on the tape. This is the same cover as the CD. Great cover. I do believe Ivar was responsible for the cover. I don't remember. As I said before, Ivar and Grutle from Enslaved played in this band, and they went on to form Enslaved right after this demo was released. So just a fun thing for me to have. Good yeah, doom or death metal with doom elements, mostly towards the Finnish scene, but I know they were big fans of Paradise Lost back in the days as well, so you can kind of hear that. But you know, for me, it's just a personal thing. It was the first death metal band I watched live, so kind of important for me. So yeah, then we have the new excellent album by Hate, one of Poland's finest black and death metal. Kind of feel that they have, it's something new about this album, but they have kind of tightened it up a little bit with the, I feel, more death metal this time, which I'm happy for. There have been some changes in the band for several reasons, but yeah, it's just a you know what you're getting from Hate. It's not like massively different from the earlier stuff, but this album is, for me at least, better than the previous album, which I was kind of feeling that I have flattened out a little bit. This is kind of bump it up again. Great kind of, I see a lot of people, you know, mention Behemoth when they talk about Hate, but Hate was before Behemoth when it comes to death metal. So, but you kind of, if you take the mid-era Behemoth, if you've heard that, I'm sure you would like this. But this is not like orchestration or anything. This is just pure metal, and a great band. And yeah, I love these guys, and they don't disappoint with this. They all also great videos on YouTube, so you can go check them out. I will of course link stuff up below as normal. So then we have, I lost the OB strip, or as I normally say, this piece of paper that Lord Harvest have in their vinyl, which is pretty cool. Obscene, the Inhabitable Dock. This is, yeah, just normal death metal. The vocals are a extreme version of Vandrun from Asphyx. You know, when Vandrun go on the highest bursting, this guy does that all the time. It's kind of tiresome in the beginning, but I got pretty used to it pretty fast, so it doesn't. I don't mind his vocals, but I think a lot of people could think that, you know, he overdo it a little bit, but doesn't matter. Great album. Just pure death metal. No bullshit, no nonsense death metal, and that's good to have when it's done properly. I don't know which country these guys are from, but should I check that out? But you probably know. Great stuff. Then we have Faceless Burial EP from 18. Multiversal Abattoir, covered by Xavier Irvine. Great cover. Great EP. I mean, Faceless Burial are killer. Everybody knows of them, so it's nothing much to see here. There's an inner. But yeah, just 4 or 5 great songs on this one. Yeah, Black Vinyl, of course. But yeah, everybody knows Faceless Burial. Just a great death metal band. In the vein of a lot of death metal. Then I of course had to have the new Ruin album. I mean, I do have all their stuff, so. And I was kind of, yeah, still on the vinyl is still on the record player, so. But it's black vinyl, so yeah, this is. I mean, the sound on this album is so damn heavy. You know, the bass is so pummeling. Heavy sounding. I mean, it's almost like they have 2 bass players and 1 guitar player here, but yeah, it's kind of I don't know where to put them. There are doomy parts, there are faster parts. You know, they have a lot of tempo changes, deep, very deep vocals, and yeah, a great listening. This was. Nameless Grave Records put it out. You know, everybody knows Ruin, but yeah, a killer album, and this album just grows and grows. The first time I heard it, it was kind of, yeah, it was Ruin. It was not like, but you know, the more I listen to it, the better it gets. So if you listen to this and think like, nah, give it a couple more spins, because it is a great, dark, murky death metal album. And the lead guitars here are pretty clean, so it has a nice contrast between the you know, overall murky, dirty sound and just a clean leads, solos, whatever you call them. But yeah, Ruin, great album. Then first we can take yeah, Aeons Black. Had to have this on vinyl. Love this album. One of Sweden's best death metal band. They don't sound Swedish. They have more of a brutal, technical, you know, US style. You know, you can compare them to, yeah, a little bit of Cannibal Corpse and Suffocation and band like that. Colored vinyl, pretty cool colors on it. Some dust as well, thrown in for free. I haven't spun this vinyl yet because, you know, I know this album, and the reason why I haven't played it is I got the new album at the same time, and of course I had to prioritize the new one. But yeah, Aeon is killer, brutal, slightly technical death metal. For those who don't know it, everybody should know them if you're into. And then you have this fantastic new album called As Much As God Ends Here. really great cover. This is of course on black vinyl. You know, a lot of songs you think, yeah, Aeon has always a lot of songs. Most of the time albums are around 50 minutes, which I think is fine, but on this album they have done something new. They have 3, 4, 5 intros in between the songs. They're kind of breaking up a little bit, and also the title track and I think it's Despise the Cross have kind of a symphonic. They added some synth and some, not massively, but just to and slow down, slower tempo, and make them more kind of, not symphonic, more majestic in a way. It's kind of a majestic feel to some of the songs here. The rest of the stuff is Aeon as we are used to, but I feel that I have, changed up the tempo a little bit, and killer album and killer cover. If you like, to more brutal stuff, technical stuff, Suffocation, Cannibal Corpse, probably some, but in those veins. Not that they sound just like them, but yeah, a excellent album, and fun thing to have in your collection if you're into that kind of music. It is a kind of a contender for top 10. I don't think it will get into top 10, but at least top 20 released this year. Might end up top 10 after a couple more spins, because it's a killer album, a killer death metal album, and one that I had high hopes for, and they do deliver. And it's often kind of dangerous to have high hopes, but they have always delivered killer stuff, so I wasn't afraid that they would disappoint me, but you never know. And the last one is it's not an old one, but it's a Norwegian Shaarimoth, Current 13. This is a Norwegian blackened death metal in a way. It's more death metal, but you have a black metal atmosphere over it. I like the first album that came out about 100 years ago, 10 years ago or something, better than this, but it's a good one. But it's kind of, you have to listen to this because it's kind of a little bit weird. It's not your standard black and death metal. It's sometimes the Norwegian bands do get a little bit odd, but it's a solid black and death metal release, and happy to have it in my collection. I was actually pretty sure I had it, but after reorganizing my vinyl, I discovered that I didn't have it, so I had to get it. And that was all I had to show. It went on to be a long video. I tried to do this fast because showing off so much stuff is killer. I will link up stuff below, and but do check out the new Aeon, the new Hate album. Killer stuff as well. Ruin, pure quality, and that was all I had. Be sure.